turn it up. Just when you thought that I was done, now I leveled up. I came through on some bully shit just because the bitch is back, nigga, and I don't give a fuck. I came through and set the bar too high.
What's up, you guys? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Why Not Right Now. We got a special guest. It's your girl, Stay. And Miss, I always do that, Miss HUNNI is in the building. Okay, thank you for coming. And of course...
what up, my name is Smooth Jones. Yes.
This is your girl, Jen.
And your boy, Justice for All.
That was dope.
Building. We here, honey. What's good?
What's going on?
We here.
You guys are happy.
We're glad to have you.
Thanks for coming on. We're happy to have you here. We got a lot of things to get to. You heard me.
Okay.
Let's get started.
Let's do it.
First off, your new single, I'm in love with it. It's fire.
Thank you.
Tell us about the inspiration behind it. Tell everybody the new single.
So, you talking about the one that just
Oh,
dropped?
yes,
Okay.
the one that just dropped.
So the one that just dropped is Get It In. Is featuring Mike Flows, who's another artist from out here in Connecticut.
Shout out to Mike Flows.
Shout out me. Crazy thing is we actually recorded it like 3 years ago. I just never released it. So one thing with me is I said this year is like my year of execution. So everything that I'm like been talking about doing or whatever, I said I'm gonna do. So it started with all the music that's just been kind of sitting in the vault is gonna start getting released. Yeah, so that one, Get It In. I mean, when I wrote it, the mind state I was in at the time was like, I had some shit to talk and I got some shit to say. So I started off hard with it and,
did that.
you know, I just felt like, especially with it being Women's History Month, I had to just, you know,
It's funny
get these
because
people in the gut, you know what I'm saying?
before we started, you asked us why we called the podcast Why Not Right Now. And you literally just explained it. Like
Exactly.
you went through, you had that exact moment. You
Yes,
sitting
you
on this
did.
music, you got all that stuff going on. You said, well, why not right now?
Why not
get it
right
out
now?
first?
Let's get it done.
Let's get it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like we forget a lot that times have changed in the industry. So it's like, you know, a lot of people aren't album people anymore. They're not waiting for albums to come out. You know, it's like everybody got such a short attention span. So it's like if you're not dropping every 4 to 6 weeks, people forget about you. You know what I mean? So like I said, I was like, okay, while I'm working on the new stuff, all this stuff that's been in the vault is just gonna start going. You know what I mean? And thank God I've been getting a great response. So, you know, there's definitely more to come.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. Like, what was the thing that got you started in the music industry as a whole? What was like the driving force for you? How did it all come about? Where's this story begin for HUNNI?
So, I started rapping when I was 8 years old.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, so y'all remember BET used to show videos 24/7.
The greatest era of all, by the way.
Yeah, we know Cedar's World and, you know, Rap City and all that.
Cetus
so,
were wow, that was a good
Right,
one.
that's a throwback.
Yeah.
Like,
you know,
You're talking
so,
age now.
I mean, I ain't saying no
Yeah.
Nah, so
Smooth, what was that, bro?
it was like during the summer one year, I'm sitting there during the summer at my grandmother's house watching BET. And the video for Little Kim's Not Tonight remix came on.
Oh.
And I just seen all the girls rapping and all the females in the video, and I was like, that looks really cool.
What time was that, you said?
Well, what?
Was that uncut hours or no?
No,
Okay.
that
Because Lil Kim. Okay.
What a night, oh, what.
Yeah, that's ladies night.
Okay, all right.
Not tonight. Not tonight.
No, not tonight. That's the other one.
Yeah, not tonight is the real
She
version.
talking about the one with Christina Aguilera and Missy, right?
No. What are you talking about?
You talking about with the Brat?
The Brat,
Yes,
yes.
the Brat,
I'm
that's right,
tripping.
Angie Martinez,
Yeah.
all of that.
Yes.
So,
The Brat just had a baby, by the way.
She did.
Had a baby
Shout out
on
to
her?
the Brat.
Fantastic. I love that. Fantastic. Good luck.
congratulations.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, I was watching the video. I was like, that looks really cool. I want to do that. And I just started writing.
Was it actual writing rhymes, or were you like
No, I was
poetry
writing rhymes.
first, or
No,
you
I was writing rhymes.
right? Okay.
But I was writing stuff that I had
Y'all heard
no
that
business
straight
writing
to
about.
it.
And everything was misspelled. I'm like, Mom, look what I wrote. And my mom's like, my
Supportive.
rims. I was like, no, it's rhymes. What are you talking about, my rims? Like,
She was trying to force you into it now, like in your career. Like, how's your mom feel about it now, knowing that you started at 8? See,
my mom and dad, they never really been much into like my music like that. That's kind of like for them. And I don't blame them for it. They just were really raised as like, you know, the whole very motto of like you work, you work, you get a good job, or you go to college to get a good job, you know, and that was kind of what they always put in me. you know, my mom and dad never really had any type of like aspirations outside of just like getting a good job and being able to provide for their kids. So, you know, me, I'm this big, huge dreamer, and they don't really fully understand it, but you know,
fly, you're a
The
superstar.
creatives,
Yeah,
you know,
word.
they're not there telling people to buy my album, but
Right.
they're
But
just
they're
like,
there, they support in their way.
they're around,
Yeah.
you know.
That's what's up. So, what were some of your influences as a kid? And I don't mean like other musicians that you listen to. I mean like the things around you. Maybe like where you live, your environment, relatives, people you came up with. I know everybody has the industry influence, but was there like any local influences or like family influences that you had growing up that really pushed you to do music?
So my dad was a DJ.
Mhm.
So when I was a kid, prior to
Shouts
my
out to
birth,
the DJs.
whatever. So prior to my birth, all of that, my dad was a DJ, and he was DJing back when it was like house music, freestyle, you know, Stevie B, Lisa,
Oh, the
Lisa,
days, they was in there.
all of that. Yeah. Actually, in the crawl spaces in their house, he still has all his vinyls
No
in the
way.
basement. He still
No
has
way.
his original turntable.
I live in there.
All of
You
that.
live in there? I
No,
live in there.
but what's funny is that, so when I first was 8 years old, telling
Yeah.
my dad like I want to rap, he brought me down to the basement to his DJ equipment, and he put on, you remember the vinyls, like side B was the instrumental.
Word, yes.
So he puts on an instrumental, and he was like rap. He gives me his microphone, and he was like rap. And then it was to I'll never forget. It was to The Freaks Come Out at Night. So it was that instrumental.
Yeah.
Wow.
And my dad was like, "You want to be a rapper? Rap." And I was just like, "Okay, I don't know what the hell I said, but."
So for me, that sounds like two sides of the coin. You saying, and one voice, they don't really are in tune with what you're trying to do now from the dreaming aspect of not having a
Right.
clear 9 to
It's because
5.
I'm older now. When I was a kid, it was.
Oh, they
like,
wanted to push the dream, and it's okay. Put that shit away now. It's like time to be an
No,
adult.
I
Like
won't say they pushed it. They humored it.
they,
They
okay.
humored it. So my dad was like, "Oh, you want to rap? Okay, cool. Here,
Yeah.
do this." And
Then you
then,
fell in
like-
love with it. He was like, wait.
No, really, honestly, it was like they were just being supportive. So like my parents are very much so like every sporting event I had, they were at every single thing. They were at all my practices.
Yeah.
My dad coached pretty much all my damn teams somehow, some way. But all my talent shows, everything, they were just always there. But you know, it was like once I got out of high school and you know the talent shows in the Grand High were over, it was just kind of like, okay, go to college, get a job, and
You used to kill them in the high talent shows. I
I
remember
did.
that.
I was
You used to
too.
murder them.
I would toot my own horn on that one.
Let's go. You should. As you should.
So that pen in that pad, you loved it. Was you writing or did your dad write for you?
No, I wrote for
Okay.
myself.
Okay.
Nah, my dad was like strictly DJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire though, man. And you had the support. Even though they're not pushing the album, they would support. But I feel like us as parents, we do that though. We just want them to be secure.
Yeah.
We know they got a dream,
Yeah.
and we want to feed it, but we just want to make sure they're secure. And I feel like that's kind of
Yeah, my kids come and talk about they rap, and I'm like, go get a job, bro. You know, go rap
Right
Christmas
now.
shit. Go get a job.
Go fill out some applications. What you talking about?
Right now.
So obviously in the field it's hard for anybody, but as a female, do you have any personal experiences or any advice as that you would want to give to
For
any
other
female
females?
artists?
Just stay true to yourself. I've really dealt with I've dealt with it multiple times where people have tried to change me, and there's been multiple times where I've gone into those changes, and it was against my better judgment. You know, like in my heart, I was like, I don't want to do this, but because of the situations that I was in, I was like, okay, you know, well, this didn't work, so it was just worth a shot. You know what I mean? But when it's all said and done, like, it's really about just being yourself. Like, you have to stay true to
Yeah.
yourself at the end of the day.
That's good advice.
Be
So-
yourself. Be
Be
yourself.
yourself. I've been watching for a minute, and I will say, I love your mom,
I
your wife.
know.
You handle it beautifully.
Trying
I watch
to.
you've been pushing.
You're
for
a veteran
minute.
too, right?
I am.
And
very-
let's give it up for that
Vets.
too.
Give
Like,
it up for
come
the
on,
vets in the
man.
building.
Man,
Come on, audience, give a good round of
Thank
applause.
you, by the way.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So that's dope, man. So how do you balance it though? Like for other people who are out there and they're doing their thing, they're trying to push their creative side and they want to get out there. How do you balance that life with family, kids, and your music? Because your music, it hasn't lacked. So how do you handle it?
It's not easy. It's very trying. You know, people see what they see on like social media and stuff. You know what I mean? And it looks like it's all like, you know, cute cars and you know, dope purple wigs and fly hotep
Pink
nails
wigs.
and
You had
you
to
know
do the
whatever.
pink wig one time too. The purple one, the purple one.
No, yeah, I was like, it's
Yeah,
only purple.
Yeah,
It's only
purple.
purple.
That was lit.
Nah, but you know, people see all of that and you know, they don't realize like on the back end, it's a lot of tears, it's a lot of sleepless nights, it's a lot of, you know, me versus me moments, it's a lot of beating myself up being too hard on myself where I have a million and one people telling me to stop being so hard on myself, like my best friend.
Shout out to best friends.
Yeah.
She's constantly telling me I'm too hard on myself, but you know, it's really not easy, and it's just I can't even. It's just hard. You just have to really want it. Like that is how you balance it. You have to really, really want it, and it's not just the music. It's no matter what it is. Like being a doctor ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? Like all these things, whatever. Like having this podcast ain't easy. Y'all got a plan. Y'all got lives, whatever. But you know, people just think that everything is just so like up
Especially
and
now,
whatever, and
I
it's
feel like
not.
they think that. Like
Yeah.
everything comes so easy for everybody now. It's just like everything's right there.
It's like you really don't
It's
know.
not. It's a lot of
Yeah.
sweat. It's a lot of things that go into it.
Yeah.
And they just see what you beautified. Because
Right.
you make it all come together, and that's all
Yeah.
they see. But it's a lot of hard work. And
Yeah.
kudos to all artists. You guys do your thing. It takes a lot of oomph, listen.
It definitely takes a
You
lot.
be out there, and I love it. So shout out to that.
So
and
what?
everybody else trying to balance that out, because it's tough.
You talked about hard work and not giving up. Where do you think your grit comes from to continue moving forward? Because I'm hearing a lot of like adversity, you're dealing with it, and you're fighting through it. Where do you think that grit comes from? Is it from your mom? Is it from your dad? Is it from the way you were brought up? Is it just something innately in you? Where do you think it comes from?
I feel like it's just something that I always had. Like when I was younger and I was rapping, like I literally would just like as a young kid I would just be writing, rapping, and then like I played basketball too growing up. So like when I would practice basketball, I would literally like so our backyard was all grass. My dad put a hoop back there, but I couldn't dribble, and, you know, with the grass. So I would literally
Just
stay in the
tease us.
backyard for hours just practicing my shooting, and then I would go to the driveway for hours and practice my dribbling. So, you know, it's like when it's things that I really care about and I really,
Make it
really
work.
love, I have that passion and I just go and I just make it happen. You know what I mean? And but I mean, I did have strong influences in my life, like my grandmother, rest in peace. She was really one of those stories where it's like she was the oldest of 10, stopped going to school in the 3rd grade, like to work in the tobacco fields in Puerto Rico to help support her mom and her dad and their family, came here, no education, nothing, and just took care of us. You know what I mean? So like just watching her, you know, she never complained about nothing. She passed away from cancer. Even when she got diagnosed, like she just was like, it's okay, we're gonna fight. Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen, but we're gonna fight. And she fought, so she couldn't fight no more. So, you know, watching her through my whole life, I think has kind of been one of my biggest influences.
Shout out to Abuelo. We appreciate you. Abuela? Abuela. Only on the weekends. Only on the weekends on Puerto Rican.
Abuela, sir.
I'm gonna get it right.
Yeah, you gonna get right.
So I have a question for you. Being in the industry for a long, well, I don't want to say a long period of time, but a lengthy amount of time. When you're younger, you have one image, but as you get older, you change and transition. So how do you feel about that image that you had prior to the person that, we see here?
I mean, I don't know if I ever really had an image when I was younger because I was just a kid. You know what I mean? I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just rapping.
You did though. I remember you at a young age and you had an image of like
Didn't we battle?
nope.
In high
I
school?
was gonna say,
We battled in high school. Didn't we?
No. But you did have.
That one time my dad let me out the house. Wasn't
We
it
had
that one time?
co-signers in the
Listen,
You got
audience.
co-signers in the audience.
No.
Got co-signers in the audience.
It's looking like the audience,
was a funny
we
time.
polled the
I remember
audience
that.
and the audience is saying
But you did
that.
have a reputation. You was like you had that tough, like don't fuck with her. Like she got bars. It wasn't like some girls would like when they rap, you looked at them and you was like, oh, okay, she rap, haha. But you was like, nah, chill, don't. That's different right there. You don't really want to be for her. Real shit.
So that was an image?
She had that tough girl image, like she was younger,
Yeah,
but
that
don't
pitbull
fuck
in the
with her.
skirt going,
Like
like,
she's a little different. Don't
No, I
fuck with
definitely
her.
didn't wear skirts. That
Yeah,
was,
and
I
you
don't
had,
either, so it's cool, but the song.
you had the support early
she
too.
wasn't playing.
You had the support from the OGs early, and that was real good coming up. Real good.
like Rod and like Derek and all that, because they was like my older brothers.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? I think my first actual pack of like beats came from Rasheen. Like throwaway beats.
Shout out
that
to
they didn't-
Bigelow, man. We all
Shout
love
out to my guy
Bigelow.
Bigelow. That's my brother
Bigelow.
for real.
Let me get a plate, yo. Nah. Shout out to Bigelow, Rob Bigelow.
Yeah,
54.
nah, yeah, cause
He cook. He do. He
Be
cook.
cooking. I
Put
was
you
saying
on.
no, he's the chef. But prior to the chefing it up, that man was in the lab
Word.
going him.
Word.
From one lab to another.
So,
Yeah,
from one
there you go.
kitchen to the
Don't
next.
stop. Just don't stop.
You gotta
we got a
go
question in the
here.
audience. Let's go.
I'm saying, you being from New Britain
Yep.
and New Britain being part of Hartford County, do you feel yourself as being a Hartford artist, or do you feel yourself being a New Britain artist? And if so, if you feel yourself being a Hartford artist, or a New Britain artist, how do you build that gap to get the love?
So I've never
Good question.
really looked at it in those terms of like, I just look at it like I'm a hip hop artist. I'm from New Britain, but I'm a hip hop artist because I feel like what's wrong with the music community in Connecticut is that, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm a local artist. I'm not no local artist. I'm never gonna call myself a local artist. I'm a hip hop artist.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just born and raised from New Britain, Connecticut, but you look at rappers from LA, you look at rappers from New York, whatever, they're not like, yeah, I'm a local rapper. They're like, no, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like here that everybody be on that wave of like, I'm from, like, no, I'm a rapper. I'm from New Britain. I will always say I'm from New Britain or whatever. But the way that I've been able to get my name out to the other locations is just networking, doing shows at other locations. So that's how I've done that.
Well, that's a great question.
That's a good
answer.
question.
Great answer. You heard
I like
it.
that.
First up, it's not local.
Anybody in the audience else want to ask a question? You, sir. Feel free. Feel free, sir. Feel free.
You again in the hoodie.
I'm saying, do you feel like you get love from other cities in Connecticut, or
Yeah.
do you feel like it's more of a popularity thing? Like you being from New Britain, and like say if you know, I look at a New Britain artist as Hartford County is all Hartford, but say like if you was in New Haven or Bridgeport, do you think you would get the same love being from New Britain, or would you have to rep Hartford to get that love or that recognition?
No, I mean, I've done plenty of shows in Bridgeport. I actually had a stretch where I was literally only performing in like Bridgeport and New Haven. So, and I've gotten a lot of love from them, you know what I mean? And I've done collabs with artists. You know, me and Sholey got a record together.
Shout out to Sholey, the
Shout
holy
out to
one.
Sholey, my
Yes,
dad.
yes.
Yeah, so I never really had that issue. Like, I don't try to say it in no cocky way or nothing, but literally everywhere I've gone, I've gotten love. And it's not just in Connecticut.
That's
Outside of
what's
Connecticut,
So they're
whatever,
not
I
cocky
get
about
love.
that.
But
Everywhere.
That's awesome. And to a point, you said you've done collabs. What is some of the collabs? Because you've done a lot of collabs with a lot of people. What is a collab you would like to do in the future moving forward? Somebody out there that you in close proximity, or maybe somebody in Connecticut. I don't care. Connecticut. Who else?
Like you want to collab with?
Well, in CT, the only person I haven't really done a collab with that I would like to still is Ty HUNNI. We've actually talked about doing a collab together, but we just haven't like been in the same space again to really make it happen. So out here it'd be Ty HUNNI. Everybody else, like I've done one with Bugatti. I got one with Dose. It just hasn't come out yet. But I have one with Dose. Me and Sholey, me and Annoyed. I think Ty is really the only person here that I want to. As far as like anybody out of state, I've done a bunch with like people I know.
Yeah.
Anybody else that just be like uber famous, like, you know, I really want that Jay-Z feature.
I was waiting for. I was like,
I really want that Jay-Z. I feature on this. I'll do some ad-libs. What you need, Jay?
Yes. You mentioned that you have a family, you know, and you're married. And with you being in these spaces now, my question is, how do you and your husband manage you being in these environments where you're getting a lot of attention, where a lot of people are in your face, and you guys still keep your marriage strong?
Well, a lot of times my husband's with me, but it's very well known that I'm married. My wedding ring never comes off. And you know, like my husband's is in all my videos. Like,
shout out to the husband.
Yes,
Shout out to the husband.
sir.
Let's throw it out there.
Yes, sir.
but we literally have like 1,000% trust in each other. So like, and the leeway that he gives me to move around and do things when he can't come with me, I give him that same leeway. So it's like, oh, you want to go to Miami for a guys' weekend? Cool, have fun. You know what I mean? Whatever. Like, but we trust each other to that level. Like, neither one of us on either side does our minds ever go to somebody's being unfaithful or anything like that. It's never that type of party.
You said he's in a lot of your videos.
Yes.
As you continue to grow in your space, and now you got to go to New York and they need a guy, or maybe the producer doesn't want. Is your husband gonna be okay with a scene like we've seen with him, where you may have to kiss a guy? Is that
Or he gonna come bust through the door.
Or is that not something? Or-
Wait, we have a contract.
No, because that's a serious question. Because like let's take Lala for example. Her and Carmelo Anthony had an issue. He come to find out after they've now separated and divorced, he was not okay with her scenes in some of the earlier 50 Cent stuff that he.
Oh, like when she got bust open by Tommy?
Right. So that. But here's the thing though.
She was like, is that appropriate for you?
But that's what I'm saying though.
Thing show. She let that thing out.
But that's what I'm saying though. It takes a strong.
Scenes, though.
It takes a very strong individual to deal with something like that. And I'm saying not to say that yours will be that, or we don't know. The sky's the limit for you. You could very well be on the big screen one day as a part of this. And you talk about trust. I just want to know: is there a barrier that you just say, "Hey, I'm not going to do that," or he trusts you, so those scenes don't matter because you're going on to him?
Why you got the grin with it though?
Wait, I got a question after that.
So I'm not gonna lie. I can't say how things would be if we've never been put in that position.
Right.
Because I could sit here and be like, yeah, I personally, no, I don't think he would be cool with it because if it was the other way around, I'm like, no.
No. Yeah,
Like, not the, and the thing is, I trust him, but I don't
So
want
I-
to see him kissing another female. Like, I just wouldn't. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, but like I said, I can't say what it would be like because we've never been in that situation. So.
Well, if it was me, it'd be a hell nah.
So I have a question.
busting through the door.
Do either of you guys have like hall passes?
What y'all do?
We ain't got no hall passes.
Cause I
So that's
Hall
what
pass.
it
Hall
no,
pass.
yeah, I'm just
What's
saying
the
if
hall
there's a
pass?
hall
Always
pass.
dirty. Stay out of the hallway.
Hall pass?
Because I'm just saying if you
No,
don't
some
have
marriages are like that. Some people get down like that. That's cool. But
Will
if my
and Jada
husband-
hall passes.
No, if my husband ever steps out on me, I'm cutting his balls off, and that's like legit.
Y'all heard
If
that,
y'all know
right?
I'm in
We
jail.
don't play that back.
That is why.
Yo,
Well, I'm just saying like
I'm with you.
majority of the
Like,
time
I
people
get you,
have like
but
a
I'm not
celebrity
doing it.
hall pass.
Oh no.
Like, oh, if I could, I would. So
No,
you know,
so
if you
my
get,
husband,
you know.
my husband has a thing for Alicia Keys. So when I get famous, and if I ever come across Alicia Keys, he can't come.
Okay.
I mean, I don't blame the man.
It's a hall pass.
That's a no. That's a no.
like that's enough. That's enough.
That's a hell no.
That's like
pass.
detention.
Hey,
out,
honey, you did
can't
say
come.
100% though, so you gotta.
Nah,
Justice, you ever had a hall pass, Justice?
My wife ain't doing no shit like that. Excuse my language.
your wife ain't giving you a hall pass, or she don't need a hall pass.
I'm saying she not giving me one. She not getting one. I'm not doing that. Listen, the thing about it is, and the trust thing has got to be there in any industry. But man, we talk about acting is just like or like a movie scene. It's just acting, even though.
That's what I was gonna say. So like, trust and foundation are mad important. But if she's acting, and what comes with acting? A bag. So if my wife is about to go kiss whoever for a bag, we about to put these kids through college, tongue him down. Let's get this. It's acting. She's not getting it. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
I'm with her.
Absolutely right.
I'm with her.
It's not just a
coming a
piece of
whole
paper.
different vibe.
I would marry an
Well, I
actor.
think
I
it's
don't
just
care.
a
If
But
it's
you notice
acting,
though, most actors don't stay married.
I know, but
That's
she's
the worst.
coming from her relationship is based off trust and security. And if I had a relationship that was based off that, which I don't, but if I had that right there, that's what I would be doing. I'd be like, yo.
But I think okay.
I
so
don't give up how much
I
trust
was-
you got.
if I
You're not
was
tugging
in-
my wife down.
If I was
But it's
in that
okay for an
situation,
actress to tongue
we
you
would
down.
obviously
Who
have
said
a
that?
conversation.
You want to be an actor?
If my husband
I am an
is
actor.
like 1,000%, yo, I'm not comfortable with this. And I don't know what I was doing.
I'll be mad if
I'm
you
not
didn't
gonna
bring
say
it
I
to
was
the
fully
table.
turned out. I'm gonna have the conversation
If-
with him, but then we just see where it goes. I
If
don't
you
know.
can't-
I've never been in that situation, so I can't.
Well, you finna blow.
If you came home and said, honey, I turned down that bag because I
Well,
don't
y'all
want to kiss
see
him.
my how you
Yeah,
did it.
exactly.
So
Stop,
I'm not
stop.
doing good acting in there.
Stop,
So I would need some
stop.
classes.
You
had
was
to walk
blushing.
down.
You was blushing when you seen him.
I was blushing. That was real, but the part where I had to fall asleep, that was fake as fuck.
Oh, hell yeah.
I gotta see that again.
Yo, why he said, oh hell yeah? You agree my acting was bad?
No, I think you did.
Let me be honest.
I think
blushing
he was just
when you walked
agreeing
in.
about you sleeping.
He
hell
tired. He
yeah,
tired
she's
himself.
sleeping.
He like sleep. Yeah. I want
Just heard the
some too.
one word sleep.
Yo, he didn't even catch that. So, last episode, right? We had an episode and the question was, why can men be hoes and women can't?
Oh.
So what's your aspect on it? I wanted to throw that, see what you felt about it. What's your take on it? Why is it okay for them to be, but they trash us if we, it's a whole thing.
It's a double standard, but
Absolutely.
the way I see it is like my vagina is my vagina. So,
Oh.
Somebody pull
Okay.
up Lotto. Where's that?
All right. Next question. Next one. She answered it. Nailed it.
I'm just saying, like,
She got it nailed. No, I'm just kidding.
Do the temple.
I'm just kidding.
So, you said, Senator? What did
I'm
you say?
saying, to me, I think women's vagina is that's the earth. Like, they're taking in, we're pushing out.
I like it.
I mean?
yeah, but it depends how the woman values herself.
But
Like,
I'm just
at the
saying.
end of the day, they're like, everybody is allowed to do whatever the hell they want to do with their bodies,
But
like,
to me,
regardless
it's
of
about
what.
energy. Like, to
Okay,
me,
that's how
women-
you see it though.
No,
That's
I
not
think
how
that-
everybody
no,
sees it.
I mean, everybody each his own. Like, you gonna do what you do. But I'm just saying, how I look at it, a woman, her vagina, to me, is like, yo, kids come through there, so that's the earth.
Kids come through you too.
A whole bunch of them at once.
Oh, we got another. Hold on, we got another question in the audience. Yeah, we got another question. Shot audience member.
Staying on that subject, my question is, I don't understand why women don't see the value in what they have versus what a guy has. Because
What you mean see the value?
Because think about wait, think about this. Yeah, think about
Oh!
this. Wait, hold on for a second.
Hold on, stop. Wait, one at a time. Let him finish.
So audience,
Hold on, let him finish.
This is what I'm saying. Right?
They got lies.
Say for instance, there's a reason why if a woman is down to her very last and has nothing, she's able to sell her body.
Oh.
There's a market for that. There's a market for that.
We got you.
But on the opposite end, a guy actually, say if a guy is selling himself or being some kind of escort or something, he has to be put together in some sort of way to actually be able to do that. So what I'm saying is nowadays, why is it that a lot of women want to give themselves away and don't continue to see the value in what they actually have and want to be like guys and just give it away?
Is this question for me?
So you mean that the vagina is more valuable than the
Yeah, absolutely.
penis?
I'm not saying that either, though.
Oh, okay, hold on. Wait, we got everybody. Hold on. I love it.
This is exciting.
Let's let Honey respond to the question. Let's let Honey respond to the question. Then we'll get to the young lady on the right. So Honey, you want to respond to
I
that?
feel like me and you are right here.
Honestly, I just feel like it's the way people are raised. It's just the values that each individual has. Like, I'm not going to say that because of my past I didn't value myself, but I knew that I got to a point with things that I was doing in my life where I was like, okay, I'm not
It's not beneficial.
I'm not holding myself to a certain standard like I should be. So, and it's not that my mom raised me that way or anything like that. I mean, we just go through different life experiences, right? We grow in different ways. So but I went to therapy. I figured my shit out. And when I was done with therapy, that's when my husband walked into my life. And I was able to see that sign. And now 10 years later, here we are, 3 kids later, you know what I mean? But like everybody's different. I can't speak for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I can say what I went through personally. And yeah, I have a fucking past. Like, my husband knows my past. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't have a fucking past. I'm not gonna call myself a hoe. I'm not gonna call myself a slut. Nothing like that. I had fucking fun. I'll put it like that. And it's old fucking cake.
No, I'm saying
so, but it's not. But I can say that I did go to therapy because I realized at a certain point, like, why am I being like this? Why am I not able to hold a relationship? Why am I, falling for people like this or whatever? And I went to therapy and I figured my shit out.
Oh, because I thought you went to therapy because you was a sex addict. But back to the.
Okay, hold on. I don't want. We got somebody in the audience with a
I wasn't
question.
a sex addict. I was just having fun.
No, I'm just kidding.
We got an audience member whose question is burning right now. I can feel the heat. I can see it. So let's give her shot. Let's
I
go.
just want to say that I think it's unfortunate that men think women's vaginas are more valuable than their own wives. Because our men should be raised to be kings.
Exactly.
I'm just saying.
I do not think. I don't think that. I know that I'm A1 day one.
Let her finish.
Like, I don't think that's valuable at all. That's not a valuable mentality.
Yeah.
To think that I'm gonna go out and sleep with all these different women, you should value your body as well.
Yeah.
Our boys should be valued.
Like,
You should
I
be
think
teaching
that's
them to stay
parenting
working.
back then, because if you're not raising your sons to feel like they're a king, that's crazy.
Now back
You
then,
got
I
another-
feel like men, they raise their boys. It's okay, you know. You could get you
Yeah,
a girl.
exactly.
You do this with your girl. Find different girls.
You don't want to be tied down.
What they call it, like soil your
Finger
oats.
her. Wait.
Well, before you guys make these outlandish accusations against men, and I'm feeling attacked. First of all,
Wait, you not
ask
a
me
man.
how I raised my son. No. That's not.
behind the scenes so you can see the cat.
The
Hold on,
cat.
gentlemen with the hoodie. You got something to say?
Yeah, the audience.
I'm saying, like, me being a father, I'm a single dad of a daughter and a son.
Shout out to you.
Like, I don't put
He fingered the
no
pinky.
different differences on them. Like, I'm being real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want my son to be gay. I don't want my daughter to be gay. Like, I put both different. I mean, I put the same on them. Like, what I'm saying is,
Well,
like,
hold on. How old is your son and how old is your daughter?
my son 14, my daughter about to be 17.
Okay, so have you supplied your kids with condoms? Just
Haven't.
because 14-year-olds are fucking
But
like.
I'm a, yo,
Yeah, yes,
you
I
know
like to
what?
say getting the
You
deep
right. But I'm gonna be real with you.
Your parents raised you.
Yeah.
They raised y'all to feel like y'all were inferior to females.
That's not true.
And that's, but for multiple men,
In fact, that was the
feel
big problem
that
with
it's
me.
okay to sleep around with
I know.
multiple women, but it's not okay for
For
a
the
female
female.
to do it. That means that you were raised to think that that was okay. That's
But
crazy.
I
But-
mean, in a sense,
That's-
I
I
agree
feel
with
like
where
that's
she
what
coming
that
from.
was the narrative.
Standing as a
That's
female
how they
gotta
were
explain
raised
that
back then,
from
but the
the
narrative
point of
should
view.
change. Men
But I
should
mean-
value themselves. Our boys should value
But it's
themselves.
not
and
even
be
that.
females.
It's not even about
It's
race.
different. Let's be
But we're-
real, it's different.
It is a different era, but
It's different.
in all reality, but give me a second. In all reality, women over time have been raised to be wives and nothing other than just a wife, to be a possession to a man. So if for us to sit here and think in our heads that we were anything other than that, you know what I mean? From upbringing, it depends on how we were raised. The majority of the time in cultures, that's what we were raised to be, is just a woman, a wife to a man.
So when did that stop? Because that's
When
definitely not
it,
going right.
it's that. I'm gonna tell you when it stopped.
Hold on.
It stopped
Let's stay on
when we
topic.
got tired of being played. That's when it stopped.
We're falling off topic.
So back to the sexuality aspect of it. As an artist, how do you balance sexuality in an industry that wants to glorify sexuality?
I don't do anything I'm not comfortable with. So one thing that I learned to embrace by when I decided to rebrand and go with HUNNI was like she could be my alter ego. So I mean, just me myself, like I grew up as a tomboy. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I wasn't comfortable with or whatever. So you know, with HUNNI, it kind of like made me step out of my shell and made me.
That comfort zone. step
Yeah,
out of
like,
that, yeah.
you know, so you looking like the gotta stunt video, you know, I'm flapping a dress up and, you know, I'm booty cheek is showing and all that, you know what I mean? 2 years ago, I wouldn't have done that, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm not gonna do anything I'm not comfortable with. I'm very firm on standing on that.
That's good.
I'm not opposed to trying new things, you know what I'm saying? But if there's something that I'm like, this ain't
It's
for
a
me,
no.
I'm not gonna you know, I'm not gonna just do it because somebody else is
As you
telling me
should.
this is what you need to do. Like, y'all can kick rock. It's not about being a boss. There's
Right.
roles that you're just kind of like conditioned to. Like, I'll put it this way. When I was growing up, I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house. And I would spend more time with my grandmother and my grandfather than I did with my parents. And I used to watch every morning, my grandmother would pack my grandfather's lunchbox. Every morning I watched her make his sandwiches, put all his little
We
cookies
take
and
care
all
of
that
them.
stuff in
That's
there.
right.
And he would go to work. You know what I'm
Your
saying?
cup
He'd go
good?
on his way every single day. When I became a wife, and then like the way our dynamic turned out to be with my schedule and my husband's schedule, and like his job, I started making him sandwiches every day and packing him a lunch, and I would pack him breakfast every morning.
You would have
Like,
keep him in? Make him a sandwich.
But
Nah.
what I'm saying is, I literally like when I realized like, cause at first I'm just doing it.
Yeah.
Then I realized I said, oh shit, it was like what Wello was doing for
That's
Wello,
what
and
you
it made me
was, yeah.
smile. Like it made me happy that I was able
Something you
to
picked up
do
and-
that.
That's a beautiful
You know what I'm
cultural
saying? But
thing.
like no, it wasn't
feel
like
like it's
my mom
sarcasm.
also didn't
No,
sit there and
what
be
do you
like,
mean?
oh, this is what you have to do, because my mom ain't never packed a lunch for my dad.
I got a question for you though too before we go back on air, because this is a completely. Ma'am, are you Spanish at all or straight?
She's part Brazilian.
Part Brazilian. Okay.
But I still.
In the Spanish culture, I feel like Spanish culture is hypersexualized. Is that me?
That what?
Hypersexualized Spanish.
How we go from you making a
No, this is a question before we get on air. I just want to know from another Spanish. From another. No.
Brazilian.
Oh shit. Oh, the reason why I asked that because I feel like, for example, the quinceañera in the Spanish culture, the idea of that in itself is to tell a young girl who's 15 is now a woman. What the fuck you telling a 15-year-old she's not a woman for?
Okay.
No, we don't. We have a sweet 16, and the concept is not even the same.
No. It depends on the time
Listen
frame.
to what you.
It depends on the time frame because I can sit here and say that from my mother, my aunts, like a lot of people in my family from that generation were all teen mothers. I'm not saying that it was encouraged or anything like that, but I do have an aunt who, born and raised in Puerto Rico, she was a mother at 14. Her mother introduced her to the father of her first child. But that was a different time. Now,
I'm just saying in general,
forward-
because you said that you didn't agree with me.
But what I'm saying, you fast forward all these years, ain't no fucking way my mother had me in the house.
That's
Now
what I'm
my
saying.
mother was a mother at 16.
But is that why I don't think about that? She was like, I was a mother at 16. I was this culture. I don't want that for my daughter. So then they went the opposite way with you. They
But
probably
my
tried to.
grandparents didn't encourage that. My mom was just.
Did you have a quinceañera?
No, I didn't. My mom and dad were not about
They
that.
might play that. I'm just kidding.
Listen, my birthday's 4 days away from Christmas. I never had a party.
Oh, he wasn't that lucky.
yeah,
He
he
wasn't
was-
that
Hey, listen.
Every year, same routine.
My birthday's right before the 4th of July.
Cake at Wella's house.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Nobody get no gifts on 4th of July. They was.
But I always had a party because of the 4th of July.
They still.
Hold on, my
So
brother's
wait,
birthday
so
is June 23rd.
So
My
your
birthday
parents
is
told
June
you they
27th.
couldn't get you gifts because
No, I never, on my
I
actual,
didn't get gifts for the 4th of July.
no, on my actual birthday,
Give him some fire.
on my actual birthday though, it was never nothing. When the 4th of July came, my brother's birthday is on June 23rd, my birthday is June 27th, we had a party, we had a cake, so every year was a party.
Oh, they got you.
That's what I'm saying, so like I
throwing it
get,
in my face.
No, what
what
I'm saying you at Christmas.
He thought they put fireworks out for his birthday.
That's what I'm saying, like, it was like, yeah, it was like, I got to like 9 and I'm like, wait, why we only,
I don't know where this went.
no,
They said the fireworks for my birthday are being.
Yeah.
No, bro, that was Independence Day.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So imagine my whole life I'm growing up, I'm like, yeah, my birthday's today, but the party's on the 4th, and it was just like, but I'm gonna be honest with you
So,
though,
bro, you never got a birthday gift ever.
no,
We got we got fireworks, we got hot
exactly,
All right, hold
the
on.
best parties ever.
Listen, we had a great conversation. What I do want to know, what you got coming up next? Tell us what's coming.
So next, we're still in March. So next Friday, the 31st, there will be an EP dropping in honor of Women's History Month.
Let's
It's
go.
called Around the Way Girl, named by my bestie.
Hey.
Shout out to Rena, yo. Shout out to Rena. She's a star. Follow her on the book. She's all over the place. All over the place. She'll get you right.
You need your nails done.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout
You know what I'm saying?
I'm
She said
That's what it's called. It's Hotep.
Can you
No, I
explain
know, but I
Hotep?
just
Can
love
you
the
explain Hotep?
Hotep.
What is it?
Hotep.
Oh, like a
Hope?
French hoe. Like a French hoe.
Like a
You
hoe.
could be a French hoe. You could be a house.
I said I got all type of hoes that come through my salon. You got the ratchet hoe, you got the classy hoe, the bad bitch, the stripper hoe.
You got the extendo nail hoes.
You want to be today? I got a set for you.
You got the tip for them.
Got you.
Whatever hoe you want to be there, I got the tip for you. Hotep.
And it ain't about color. Tips for these hoes.
Main producer is Chill Shump. And then I do
Shout out
have.
to Chill.
Hold on, that's a tie-in because we have Chill Shump.
Yeah,
on the
just
show.
kidding.
Shout out to Chump.
Shout out to Chump.
Kelly
Shout out
Clarkson,
to
Chump. You heard me?
Yeah.
I see you, Chill Shump on the beat. Let's get it. See you.
Kind of sounded like you was getting that Kelly Clarkson from
That's
Potter
Mr. Shumper
Chump.
if you're nasty.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm at the same
On the
Shump.
beat, Mr. Shump.
On the beat.
Fantastic.
Mr. Shumper if you're nasty. So, no,
Wait.
He's the main producer on the
he's the
EP.
yeah, I completely forgot.
What's
what
the
I was
name of
talking
the
about.
EP?
The name of the EP is Around the Way Girl.
Named after your bestie.
No, she's not Around the Way Girl.
Is she around the way? Girl?
Extensions in the hair, bag with earrings in the two pair of fitted bag and a bad attitude.
She got them
Hold
whole tips,
on.
but she's not
Say
the
that
around
again.
the way girl.
No.
Was that rap?
Who's that? Ronald Williams.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Stop, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Damn, y'all are terrible.
This is a good time.
It's a great time. Ship that EP out. That's what we were.
All right, the EP will drop by the end of the month in honor of Women's History Month. So what we did, because it's the year of execution. So what I've been wanting to do for the last few years is during March, at some point, I kept saying like, I kept telling myself every other year like, yo, it'd be so dope if I sampled a bunch of like hit records from back in the day and kind of remake them in my own way. Kept saying that, didn't do it. This year, finally did it. Nice. So I've been in the studio nonstop, finishing it up, and it will be out by next Friday. Next Friday is the 31st. It will be out by the end of the month.
Y'all heard that? Go get that EP, and it's everywhere.
It will be everywhere.
Streaming everywhere, right? Tidal.
Streaming everywhere. You know,
Apple, Spotify,
everything you
YouTube.
can think of. Pandora.
Let's go. Make sure y'all.
I don't put stuff up on SoundCloud. Because I'm not a SoundCloud rapper.
Because you're not you just said, you told us earlier, you're not local.
I'm not local.
You're not local.
I'm
You're
not
not
local
local
rapper,
rapper.
She's not a local rapper. She's a hip hop star.
Purple wigs.
Stop playing.
Stop playing with us. Stop playing with it. Y'all make sure y'all listen.
You're a rapper, and we got some things coming out from you. What do we have? Like some club bangers, some like some what? A little mix of everything. We gonna sit in the room and be crying in our
I like
feelings.
aggressive, honey. I like when you barred up. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say the vibe.
Yeah.
The vibe is definitely bars.
I like how you said that too.
I like it.
If you ever seen this chick in the gym, she's going hard. And I want to ask you something real quick too. Like, I know like singing takes a lot of the your diaphragm and air. Is it the same with rapping? Do you have to have a lot of wind? Because I don't know if y'all know something. This girl be working out heavy. She like be jogging and stuff. After I know you just had the baby or whatever, but are you still able to jog? And how is that? Like, how does that work? Like, does your wind need to be up to be able to spit a long verse, or it's like different than singing?
Yeah, no, it's the same with rapping. I mean, it's the same. I mean, you have to be able. It depends on your style of rapping. I'll say it like that. Same thing with depends on the style of singing you do. But you know, if you're like a fast rapper, like I remember watching an interview with Outkast, and they said their manager used to make them like run and rap at the same time because the way that they rap. So he would like to make sure that while they were on stage, they wouldn't run out of breath because their style of rapping. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on your style. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. You still do have to have all that built up.
It's not so much singing as like carrying a note, but it's more like a breath control, right?
Yeah,
it's
controlling your breath, yeah.
Stay on pace.
I always wonder how Mariah Carey hold that note, like, you know.
Yeah, but the beauty of technology right now is that
Honey.
I can punch in every 2 bars if I really wanted to.
Who's your favorite rapper?
Who's your favorite?
Jay-Z's your favorite rapper?
Who's your favorite female rapper?
My favorite female rapper is Little Kim.
I thought hey, honey, I thought you were gonna say
Lil' Kim.
I feel like she don't get
You're your favorite rapper.
Lil
I
McNasty,
am a
Lil'
great rapper.
Kim.
I will not.
Another one and another one.
You know, I love Little Kim. I've always loved Little Kim.
I love Lil' Kim too. Okay.
Yeah, Lil' Kim
Hardcore
was
is your favorite Lil'
when
Kim
we were
album?
younger, then Lil' Kim was it back then.
Yeah, she was it.
So at the end of every show, we have a segment. It's the old school segment.
Okay. Are you calling me old?
Oh,
Absolutely.
wait.
Nah.
Stay.
You put it out there already.
Before we get there, we got a little question in the audience.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What's
up, Flo?
My last one. You being Latino, how do you use
Latina.
that brown boy?
Latina.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You
correct
being
that, buddy.
Latina, how do you use that brown girl magic to bridge the gap between races? To let them know, like,
Through hip hop, sir.
Hip hop.
Hip hop bridges the gaps between
Hip-hop,
all of them.
races.
Well, I'm
how
sorry.
How do you show them that, you know, because you said before, like, you never been told that you was a queen,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's in your blood, so.
I talk it in my lyrics. I talk it. You know what I mean? But I mean, I just big myself up. It's me being Puerto Rican is also one of those things that it's like where I'm from. Like I'm not putting myself in a certain box. You remember like when Fab came out, it was just like a thing you knew, like, oh, he's Dominican. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't like I'm a Dominican rapper.
Didn't know that about Fab. Thank you.
You didn't know he was Dominican?
I'm not gonna lie to you either.
She didn't know that either.
I didn't.
But question though,
Because
can
it wasn't relevant, and I think that's what music does. It's not relevant whether you're black, Dominican, Puerto Rican. Music is music.
One more. I'm sorry, I got one more question. Can you speak fluent Spanish?
I cannot.
Oh, wow.
Fumando moco.
I was wondering if you
Nobody's smoking boogers.
My thing is,
I understand more than I can speak. And I blame that on my
Same.
parents.
Same.
So I'm gonna tell it just like this. Thank you, mom and dad. Because they legit, like, when we got old, and it's not just me, it's like all my cousins. They all literally intentionally did not teach us Spanish so that they could speak Spanish in front of us so that we wouldn't know what they were talking about.
I keep saying that. Same. It's the same thing. And then,
Ain't gonna be no Christmas this year.
no, but then on top of that, it's not.
You
my
won't know they
parents-
said that.
Well, my mother, she's from New York. New York is a different type of Spanish than they speak in Puerto Rico.
Oh,
too.
you mean like when people be like, how you say strawberry, and they be like, strawberry? Not la fresa.
Yeah. That's big Latin.
You use a strawberry, I use the pluma. The pen. See, exactly. It's a pen. I don't know how to say it the other
I said
way.
strawberry.
But that's what I'm saying. That's
I love
the, and
Spanish on
that's
Park
the
Street.
example you use.
But a pen is a pluma.
But there's another. But there's exactly.
It's not strawberry.
We would say
It's
pluma,
not strawberry.
But that's not the name.
Yo no sé.
I know sushi.
You don't say strawberry.
You can't even say it.
It's not
It's
strawberry.
a
Listen,
feather.
all I know is that in Spanish class, I'm getting marks on my papers because I said I was going to lunche and not almuerzo. Like, lunche. That's what I was
Just know I understand the struggle. That's it. Might be a New Britain thing. I don't know.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's
Nah,
okay.
that's
It's not okay.
That's
We
not even
should
Spanish,
know.
it's Italian. It's okay.
That's English.
No, the way he said it. The way he said it. The way he said it.
That's Italian. It's okay.
No, he said it's okay. The way he said it.
It's okay. Papa.
Listen, no, dude at the bodega that don't really speak that much English, that's his favorite thing.
Yeah, he
It's
ain't getting
okay.
the chopped cheese, yo. You ain't never ordered the chopped cheese
Chopped cheese.
in the Dutch.
Speaking of chopped
You never
cheese,
say,
let's
Poppy, let me get
chop,
chopped
bring
cheese
us
in
up
the
into
Dutch.
the back in the day. Since we talk about chopped cheese.
Oh, we gotta do the back in the day segment.
Yes,
Let's go. Back in the day,
let's go.
Chop.
Honey,
Chop had
we're
the
gonna
song
start with
queued
Honey.
up.
What you miss from back in the day? What you want to bring back?
Your childhood memories.
Dodgeball.
This generation is too sensitive.
And I got one.
I don't know. When I was young, I didn't want to get hit.
Don't hit my son.
I didn't want to get hit, but
Hey, she want to bring back dodgeball. I don't want to bring anything back, but I wouldn't mind going back to play hide and seek.
listen.
Why do I feel like you're hiding?
You heard her? You heard her? Say it again.
Hiding-
Lady in the back in the crowd. Say it
I didn't
again.
get it.
We were talking about that last week.
We just talked about that. We just
I-
talked about that.
Nasty.
Speaking of your
Nasty.
you play hide
We
and seek.
established you was nasty in your childhood.
But the way he said hide and seek, I was like,
He
what
was
hide and seek was you? He was like, I want to bring back hide and seek.
He set her up for that. He lied.
No, I had no idea who else would play hide and get it. But they came out when it was time to play hide and get it.
Jen, what was your childhood memory? What you
Wait,
like
not-
as a
I'm
childhood?
just
I said, absolutely.
a mess
You
on
can't listen to
him.
this nasty guy.
Like, yeah, he's just.
Yeah.
My childhood was great.
We know your child was good.
I don't. Childhood, teenagers is different. What do you consider childhood?
I
Anything
was still a
15
I
and
was
under.
a child as a teenager.
All right, so 15 and under, I was good.
Nah, I was a child till about 24, 25. Yeah. Wait, hold on. For real?
Me a child.
A child?
A child.
Yeah, bro.
24.
You serious? Over 21.
See, it's funny because earlier he was talking about like the quinceañera. Black people have quinceañera too, but it's called get the hell out at 18 when you ain't prepared for the world.
Yeah.
And you're gonna go be a bum for the rest of your
That's
life.
a fact.
Quinceañera.
I don't know.
Quinceañera.
King Say. Shout out to King Say. But so my childhood memory, if they see it, I'm gonna bring you up in this childhood memory. My childhood memory was Super Soakers, and I got
Yo,
it.
that was dope.
Right? In
Did you
eighth
guys
grade.
have like a-
Oh yeah, watch this, right? In 8th grade, me and Stacia got suspended the last day of school. We got kicked out. We was in school suspension, but they let us go home for lunch. And we went home and grabbed the Super Soakers, came back and sprayed the whole school up the last day. The last day.
We was like-
me and Stacia. And we never graduated 8th grade. They just kicked us out.
They
Yeah.
just like, yo, y'all gotta
What?
Oh, they just kicked us out. Yo, I was like 6'8", I'm 6'2", right? In the 8th grade, it's like, bro, you gotta go to 9th grade. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
Yo, you was bad.
Oh yeah, I was
All
bad
right,
as a
so
child.
it was
They shut that shit
we
down.
got promoted to the high.
After us, it just went.
Yeah, they forced me to the high. I don't. 9th grade year, I was like, oh yeah, that's me. I'm here. I guess. I had no idea how I ended up there. None.
So my childhood memory, well, not whatever you want to call it, sleepovers. Like
I wasn't
sleepovers
allowed
with
to
your.
have sleepovers.
We only certain people we were
No,
allowed.
it wasn't.
at this chick's house.
That's what, like, that was the only people that we were
What you
able
really
back
did.
then.
Like an everyday basis.
Every day. She
When was y'all sleepovers? Like 15 or before that?
What are you talking
From, like,
about?
12
Kids, children.
Yo, for
Oh.
real. Justice
No, we wasn't. I wasn't allowed to sleep over at nobody's house as a kid.
I had a funny
My mom was
uncle.
not doing
No
it.
sleepovers.
I'm talking about
I had a funny uncle.
cousin sleepovers.
Nah, exactly. I had a funny uncle when he was not sleeping over his
No, I
house.
was
You were
able to sleep
tripping.
at my cousin's
Yeah, you
house.
could go for the sleeping bag.
Yeah, a cousin's house,
Yeah,
but not no.
friends, I couldn't sleep over at any friend's house.
No, but that's like childhood, like when you're a kid. Those are the childhood memories. So it was like
You really a kid till you turn 13.
Carlton house.
Once you turn 13,
Now, Uncle
she get a little
Carlton-
winky, hinky. You know what I'm saying?
I'm talking about
Boys start
Barbie
sneaking and
dolls.
shit.
What are you talking
Now,
about?
Uncle Carlton. Your
Right, I mean,
butthole
what type of childhood do you think I had? Like,
Well, you're Spanish. Who knows what you had? No, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Chappelle Gardens was the scariest place on earth.
Gardens,
That's where my crazy uncle lived. I'm not staying there.
I used to live.
Wasn't no sleepovers as a cousin. You go home.
Bring your sleeping
no,
bag.
there's certain people's houses that you couldn't sleep over when it was
No.
like, all right, can I sleep over? Hell no. So it was an absolute no. Then there was like the people that you could. Well, I'm just saying that I feel our generation, our kids don't know their cousins.
Because they uncle is weird.
What you mean, yo? What you mean, yo?
Uncle is weird.
Hold on. You said our generation don't know their cousins. She said this generation don't know their cousins.
I feel our
Do your kids know
generation.
their cousins?
Absolutely.
Yeah, you got a lot of kids though, so that's not.
Exactly.
It's like 87 cousins. Do they know all of them?
Yes.
All right, I believe you.
Like my kid, like, bro. This is the thing. Like, I know we joking around and stuff like that, but this is a part of something that if you really are experiencing some of the stuff that we're talking about, and I mean it, like she just says, a lot of our kids don't know their cousins. I don't know the whole totality of the situation. Be very clear. Change that dynamic.
Yeah, word.
Like right away.
That definitely needs to
Like
What
I'm not
saying
really
is
with.
family
Wait.
dynamics isn't
Sorry, we got an
dynamics.
audience question, ma'am, with
No, it's not a
the
question.
bun.
Just to go off of that, I think
That's
the
a bun?
dynamic of a grandmother abuela has changed.
Yeah, there aren't
So now these
old school
younger
abuelas.
women are doing family gatherings. like
Yeah.
that. So your family might be close with their cousins, but there's a lot of youth now that don't have those.
Yeah.
Everybody's auntie is at the house on Sunday.
Yeah,
Like,
and
so that's what you
I can
are
say
now.
that because growing up, like literally every Sunday, whether it was a birthday party, a holiday or not, my grandmother cooked. Like everybody just, oh, what are you doing today? Oh, I think I'm gonna go to Wella's or I'm gonna go to Mommy's or whatever. And then after my grandmother and my grandfather passed away, and everybody moved and things switched around, like. I mean, Christmas now is up in the air. Thanksgiving is up in the air.
I think
Like,
that's a lot of time. That's why family dynamics die because there's like the matriarch and the
matriarch
patriarch,
gone.
and they all depend on them. And we go there for
Yeah,
years,
but-
and it's like, well, I was 80, yo. We gotta start planning Plan B and C.
Yeah, but we can
and we don't
also,
do that.
I'll say it like this, right? And my cousin over here could attest to this. When we were growing up, 4th of July was like a big thing in my family.
Yeah, word.
Like when I tell
I just said that. Y'all made fun of me.
Not because your birthday was
We made fun of
I
her
said that.
birthday.
Y'all made fun of me.
We made fun of your birthday. You got robbed of a birthday.
No, I didn't. See,
Mommy got fireworks this year.
wait. While y'all say I got robbed, I say I had the greatest childhood.
Why do
any
we keep
kid,
acting
and
up
I
at
was
your
so
birthday,
poor.
though?
I'm being serious though, because he said
want us to celebrate
like she just said like
This 4th of July, we all have to celebrate.
Everybody
got
goes
to,
to
man,
Justice
because he just brought it
House.
up.
No fireworks.
Hit me up,
Bring a gift.
no. But seriously, about the matriarch of the family, I believe that these are the things that today, like these things are inherent in my family. Like on holidays, my kids aren't allowed to really be anywhere else.
No, but what I'm saying,
Like-
Justin, is that, okay, you're sitting here saying like, oh, if your cousins, if they don't know their cousins, you have to change that. So back to what I was saying about the 4th of July.
Yeah, we'll be there.
In my family,
Yeah.
that was always a thing. Like since I was a kid, I remember cars and like I would see my 3rd and my 4th cousins
Right.
that I probably didn't see all year.
Just coming through,
Except
yeah.
4th of July, we would pick a beach or a lake and everybody would be there. Cooler after cooler after cooler, and it was lit every single year. As we got older, my mom, my dad, all the aunts, uncles, everybody just started letting that tradition die out. Then when I moved back after the military, I was really trying to make that a thing again. Literally hitting my brother up, hitting all my cousins up, whatever. Everybody's, damn, but it's like $30 a park at the beach.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always thought y'all was trying to swim back to Puerto Rico because all those Puerto Ricans would go to.
No,
Sound
We might have just kicked you
no,
off.
but
I'm
what
just
I'm
kidding.
saying is that
I'm
we
just
can
kidding.
try.
I'm just kidding. I'm
We
joking.
can try. We can make those efforts.
Yeah.
But if I can tell you, every 4th of July, I call everybody. Every 4th of July, I call all my.
I don't even go to the beach on 4th of July because of y'all.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I was having a conversation with somebody, like she was saying previously, we don't have old school grandmas having that whole family vibe.
Grandmas now are not what grandmas
Grandma's
now.
37.
They don't even work.
I'm a grandpa.
Because grandma's 37, that's why.
I'm a grandpa. But I'm flying. So
My grandma's didn't twerk.
Because she was 70.
Exactly. If she did a little dip, it was a surprise.
Yo, listen,
No type of thing.
grandma still had 10 kids. You know how she had 10 kids?
Yeah, you're
Your point, boy.
Listen, my grandmother had 14.
All right.
So I get it. But
So
what
she
I'm
was
saying,
twerking in the club too. She had 14 kids.
no, she wasn't, because Grandpa knew that. Get in the house with the kids. You ain't in the. Where you doing twerking? You got mad kids at home. What
She
you
got
talking
14
about?
kids.
She was twerking in the room, not in the club.
And she was in club bed.
it was the nightgown. Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. My ain't going around her nightgown. It's game time.
Wait, it was the nightgown, the one that was stuck between your butt.
Oh, yesterday.
I had a fat aunt. We call her Moo Moo.
Hey, what a time to be alive.
Huge Moo Moo.
Hey, I want to thank you for coming
I was
out.
gonna say, is there another question?
Yeah, I got it. Wait, hold.
We're good.
Let me get my question off. Your favorite sneaker when you start rapping, which was it? Because I see
I see you got some Jordan 5 Bel Air. Yeah,
I look at that.
what's that? That's a size 4.5. I can tell.
These are 5. They're 5. But I just want to, like, with the big and the color scheme, I'm just.
I'm loving them. Let me go.
So your favorite sneaker. Your favorite sneaker growing up.
My favorite sneaker.
When you
Was
was
Jordan 12s, obviously.
I do like 12s a lot, but I like 11s a lot, and I like 13s a lot, and I like 5s a lot.
Because the 90s was the greatest era, man.
Jordans, no Bows, no New Balance,
Actually,
no
I do
Air
love
Maxes.
Bows a lot. I do love Bows a lot. I do love Air Maxes.
Phone posits? Air Max.
I've never owned a pair of phones. Never.
Do you
I
like
know that was
those?
Presley was.
I mean, the phone posits are legit. I mean.
question in the audience, y'all.
We got an audience
We got a question in the
question.
audience.
I gotta say that, now that you guys are talking about the sneakers, one thing that I remember was when I first met my wife, she was into pastries
They were so
and
cute.
and these shoe
I like
games
it.
was
Y'all used to
trash.
call me, yo.
Oh,
I used to love them, though.
Trash.
Yes, they were bright as fuck. I was like,
I am
you
so
know,
surprised.
cream.
Trash.
I am
I
surprised.
still, we changed all that up.
Wow.
All that up.
But I like the Air Maxes,
Yeah,
like those, and
Why? Because
I can't get the numbers
totally
straight.
different.
I never get the
I
numbers.
used to get mad compliments on this shit, too. I was like,
And when y'all got married? 92? I'm messing with you.
What is this dude? He's being disrespectful on purpose.
First of all, how long y'all been?
Wait.
But that-
I used to end up. I still thank
you don't get it. When you together that long, that's not like a joke. That's like a
Hey, honey, you know you're a
like
sinner when you up in there.
I'm you know what I'm saying? Like you seem like I was trying to be funny,
No,
but
they do not. Stop.
Right now.
Stop with the cat.
12
They
years.
out.
Jeremiah's
Go to Rainbow.
I
Go to
tapped out at
Rainbow.
12 years.
Rainbow.com. They got you. You can have it right now.
Hey, Smooth,
Get
don't
you
do
all
that.
the colors right now.
Go to rainbow.com.
I get you all the colors right now. They all cheap. You get all
Yes,
of
sir.
them.
You pay
But
like $2
it's
for one
been a great
color.
episode. I want to say thank you everybody for coming out. Honey, you've been dope as hell.
Yes,
It's
yes.
been a great
Good to have
episode.
you.
Please, we gotta have you again.
Again, tell
You're the
us.
queen, girl.
Remind them when that album drops again too.
Let
The
them know.
EP.
March 31st. March 31st.
Chill, jump on the beat.
Yes.
And Diddy Broker.
Around the way, girl.
Okay.
Diddy Broker.
I thought you was on
Honey.
last time. Like,
I'm
Yeah.
ad-libbing. She knows she feeling the
But I
vibes.
wasn't ready, so I got thrown off.
I never
I
pineapples.
was not ready.
Pineapples.
I don't know what I'm saying. My name's Honey. I'm from Britain. Follow me, Honey Music. HUNNI. Make sure you spell that shit right.
Yeah.
HUNNI Music.
Music.
On all social medias.
Yes.
And on
Tidal.
Spotify, all that is just Honey, HUNNI.
girl.
Instagram.
Girl IG out for us real quick.
Alright, so
Please
she
follow.
got 3 of them things. So if you want just, shorty over here with the bun, that's at Rena Star. Stars with 2 R's. That's Rena Star. If you want to get your nails done, that's at Ho Tips. Now, Ho is spelled H-E-A-U-X, not
French.
H-O.
Get it right.
And they all come in different
The
styles.
French spelling.
It's H-E-A-U-X. I spelled it right? H-E-A-U-X.
Yes, ho.
Tips. T-I-P-Z.
It'll
Z.
be right down there.
Right.
Extra ratchet.
Right. Ho Tips.
Extra ratchet.
Third
And
one.
then the third one, if you're looking for a shooter and not clap, clap, clap,
Oh.
loud shooter, but
They
if you're
know
looking
that
for the, you know what I'm saying?
Click.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to get your headshot.
Yeah.
You trying to get maternity.
Paternity.
engagement,
They do
paternity.
paternity.
You just got out of jail.
Just
She's
came
famous.
home.
She's famous.
They don't leave the men out. The men want
You know what I
pictures
mean?
too.
All inclusive.
Whatever you want, she can do. Weddings, her weddings are
That's
amazing.
what's up.
Just
All
saying.
that.
Weddings, baby showers,
Mm.
whatever you want.
Bar
she
mitzvahs.
can do. Bar
Get up
mitzvahs.
here. Let's go.
Quinceañeras.
The key says.
They don't say whatever.
Anniversaries.
Yo.
4th of
Do it
July.
The business.
Jack of all trades.
Justice's birthday.
Justice's birthday.
Speaking of,
98.
I am gonna need a photographer for my 40th. All you guys are invited because the legend just turned double kilo, so you already know what time it is.
Well,
What year of
How long you been
independence is
practicing that
that?
line? How long you been practicing that? You practiced that 3 times this morning.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, that's at Shots by Star. Again,
That's
the
all
Star
3 of
is
them.
with 2 R's. So,
Auras.
Rena Star, Ho Tips, Shots by Star.
Back
Wax Groove too, man. You gotta shout out the good folks over at Wax Groove, man.
Wax Groove.
Good people.
all my
Shout out
homies
to
back.
All right, we gotta do this
all
thing,
y'all
y'all.
in the description,
It's-
yo.
You got any shout outs you wanna give before you get out?
Yeah,
Because
before
you
you
rappers
get
always got dope shout outs at the end. Give us some shout outs.
Shout
Shout outs to the hood.
Connecticut.
Connecticut in the building.
Absolutely. Shout out to the husbands out here carrying these women.
Husband.
All the support.
Karen.
So my 3
Look,
beautiful
Dios
sons,
mío.
my 3 young kings, Cameron, Jason, and Nasir, my babies.
Shout out.
And I'm just saying, just so you know, look out for that in the future. I got Cam, J, and Nas.
I'm gonna say, is that Cam, Jadakiss, and Nas?
Alright.
Cam, J, and Nas are all
Alright.
right. Stop playing.
Alright, y'all heard her.
She wanna go get it, yo.
I can't wait to see this.
Nah,
Because I already know they're going to be rapping.
It's gonna be a movie.
Shout out to my best friend over here, always coming through and supporting. And shout out to my cousin over here. She's half Brazilian, but she's half Brazilian, half black.
Shout
but
out
she's
to
still my
Rio.
cousin.
She said what?
On it. I don't know.
Yeah, shout outs to Flo in the building too. We appreciate you coming through with the questions.
Shots out.
But shout out to y'all. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Absolutely.
This is my first
Anytime.
podcast in a long time, and especially since I had my baby and been back, circulating. So this was really fun.
Well, we're glad to see you
Dope
back
having
in the
you on.
scene.
Pleasure having
And
you.
anytime, come back through.
Why not right
Anytime.
now?
Y'all ever
look
need
out
a
for
guest
her.
host? Y'all want to add a wait? 1, 2, 3, 4.
She said.
Well, I'm going on vacation soon, so you can feel
Bring the
it.
game too. You can bring the game too. If you
Yo, don't play. 'cause we-
And shout out to our online audience, all the people that tuned in today live, and shout out to our audience that's out there right now. All you guys,
This was
I
live.
appreciate. Yes.
It just got real. Just got real.
We want y'all to like, share, subscribe. That is happening. Can we like, share, subscribe? Look at me in the building.
I was like, it's like